Nature!
I accept.
Make them fly.
Splendid.
Collect.
No sweat.
So ready. Flip. Feed. So easy. All set. Remove.
I accept. Act quickly now.
Clear skies.
Excellent.
Break. Just like that.
Okay.
Set free.
Not bad.
Hi. Reunite.
You bet.
Look closely.
Okay, rabbit, dog. Let me
Who's
think.
out there?
Bunny, kitty.
Shoo. You see that?
Goes well.
Crack.
Clever.
All set. Feed. Translate that.
I accept.
Roll it up. Oh, another challenge.
Two sleeping crocodiles. A zebra holding an apple. Flamingo's holding an apple.
Question one.
Okay. Who was there most of?
Question two.
Okay. Who was in a pair?
Question three.
Who wasn't there?
Oh. Really? Showtime. Hover.
Yes.
So ready. Collect. Remove.
Frog.
Free. For science. Shoot. Just like that.
Prepare yourself.
Drink up. Reunite. Clear skies. I got moves. Scare snakes. Positive results. All set. Set free. You see that?
I accept. Prepare yourself.
Roll them up.
A triumph.
Crack.
You don't say.
For science. Shoo.
Womp womp.
Dodge. Translate that.
Here I go.
Remember,
A giraffe by the water. A jumping parrot. 5 jumping elephants.
question 1.
Okay. Who wasn't there?
Question 2.
Okay. Who was by the water?
Question 3.
Who was there most of?
Remove.
Squid.
Make them fly. Yes. Shoo. Flip. Collect.
Womp womp.
Ready for speed. Reunite. For science. Look closely.
Okay. Panda, cat, rabbit.
Who's there?
Panda.
Spot on. Scare snakes. Stop. Drink up. Oh, the faster the better. Crack. Just like that. Feed. Dodge. So ready. Shoo.
Womp womp.
Oh, another challenge. What?
Okay. A giraffe holding an apple. 2 elephants sleeping. A crocodile sleeping.
Question 1.
Okay. Who was in a pair?
Question 2.
Who wasn't there?
Question 3.
Okay. Who had food?
Showtime.
You bet. Alright. I accept.
Make them fly. Shoot. You see that? Collect.
Chose well.
Free.
Yes.
Oh, the faster the better. Scare snakes.
Womp womp.
Break.
Excellent. Okay.
Drink up.
No sweat.
For science. Look closely.
Okay. Dog, zebra, cow.
Who's there?
Dog.
Spot on. Stop.
Womp womp.
Roll them up. Cross.
Womp womp.
Thwarted.
Oh.
Look at that.
57.